This is the worst checkout experience I have ever had. If you don't avoid these app design mistakes, your app will probably be a headache too. Now, I love shopping at Zara. It's my go-to store for the essentials. I usually shop in store, but recently I tried making a purchase on their app. It was a nightmare. Let's just say it was a horrible nightmare. The checkout process was long, clunky, and a complete pain. That got me thinking about how a bad checkout can really hurt a brand. In this video, I'll break down where Zara went wrong and show you my redesign of their mobile app, CheckoutExperience. Let's dive in.
Zara, you know I love you, but I gotta put the people on game. Now, the other day, guys, I was using the app and it was so horrible. I ended up not checking out on the app because it did some weird stuff where it kept sending me back to the screen. I couldn't figure out. Anyhow, I just walked to the store and that was that. But I put together this board here because I wanted to show you what's wrong with their checkout process. Starting out with this first screen here, which is like a detailed screen for one of the items. I could not find the shopping cart. I kid you not. And then I highlighted here because the text is too small. There's no clear hierarchy as it relates to, labels. All right, the price was too small. It's the price. It was too small. And so essentially what's wrong here is that there's a lack of contrast in colors, elements, and text, and the cart does not stand out. And then for this one, it's clear that the focal point here are the images, and just the images. The text still too small, the product label. It looks like a description, and then the continue button and then the price, like they need to stand out, right? So I need to know how much I'm paying. What's wrong here again is a lack of contrast in colors and text, and then the action element, which is the button, it did not stand out. This screen, whenever I'm shopping online, whenever I see a screen like this, the first thing I look for is the continue as guest button. I kid you not. That's the only thing I look for on this screen, because most times I don't have an account and I just want to get to the end. Now, what's wrong here is that there's a lack of contrast in the colors and text again, and then the action elements do not stand out. And I expected to see a continue as guest button. They have it here as a link, but it was really small. Now, keep in mind that these screens here are blown up, but on your phone, it's a different story. Moving on to the personal information screen. This is a screen right after you click on the continue as a guest link. What I have circled here is the address, and what I would do is I would separate the inputs. I would put them under individual sections to highlight exactly what it is. This screen here, wherever you see X's, I didn't think it was necessary. It's just like additional screens for no extra reason. Maybe there is a reason. Like, so for example, this screen right here, I kept clicking on the finalize order button and it wouldn't take me to the next screen, and then I realized that they wanted me to enter in a payment method here. So I was like, okay, cool, understandable. I clicked on it, then I saw this. I was like, what? So this is a screen. I had to select the Visa, and then I had to enter in my card details. So it was like 2 additional steps. Like, this could have been done on one screen. And then we have like the final checkout page where you kind of review the information and finalize the order. Now, here's what I think is wrong with this entire flow, right? These last few slides. There are too many steps. I want to give you my money, Zara, but you're making it very difficult. The action elements do not stand out, and there's a lack of contrast in colors and text. How I would do this, I'd break it down into 3 screens. One for personal info, where I would separate the address details from the personal contact info, so like your name, your number, your email address. And then again, there's a lack of contrast in the colors and text. 2, the payment details. I would just have the main card input with the cardholder name, the security code, the stuff that, payment, these forms usually come with. There's no need for all of those options because, for example, if you're using Stripe, the Stripe API within the application, they already read the card brand by entering in the first few digits, 4411 Visa, immediately, right? And then for those other options that you have, like Apple Pay and PayPal, and even the gift card, I would put a drop-down input in there that when you select it and you click, let's say for example you click on the the gift card option, another input would appear where you can type in that code, and then you continue with the process. And then finally, the review and pay screen, I would add an option here. I would just list all of the information, the delivery address, and the delivery method option, the shipping method, the payment method, and an option to edit, and then the pay now, and then the price in the button is a nice touch. I see a lot of e-commerce sites using that, so you have an idea of what it is your final payment would be. Now, what I did was I created side-by-side comparisons of each screen to highlight what I think they can do better. So for this one, the shopping cart, it's clear here again that the focal point images, we get that. They're not using margins in their design. Everything is just like jammed up. So what I did was I added some margins so that my eyes could flow in a particular way, and that it could segment a lot of these elements out. Up top, it's clear that this is like somewhat of like a tab element, so I added a white background to the shopping bag so it looks like it's in the active state. And then I made the text bigger, a lot bigger, so that it's clear to anyone that's using the app what it is they're buying. And then I removed the X from there, and I put it down here and I assigned a label, because it just doesn't look like it belongs there. You know what I mean? And then I made the total, these figures down here, bigger, and then I made the button to continue a lot bigger, and I made the text bold, and I added an icon. In this screen, I wanted to get across one main thing. I wanted the focal point to be the continue as a guest button, right? That's why that's the only element here with a solid white background, because when you navigate to that screen, you immediately see that is what you can do. That is an action you can take. There are 3 actions here. That one is prioritized, continue as a guest, then log in, and then there's a create an account one up top here if you need to do that. For this view, I made, again, the headings. Keep in mind that, again, it's all blown up here, but on the app, the text is extremely small. And so I wanted to define the headings so that users know what the inputs are or what follows. And so I just organized the address. I separated the address details from the personal info stuff. And then we made the button a little bigger, put in that icon in so that it stands out, right? Because that then takes you to the next flow. All right, for this screen, the card detail screen, I wanted to put everything on this one screen because there's no need for those additional screens, like, select your payment option or the brand, and then, you'd have to enter in something else after that. Everything can be done on this one screen. So you would put in your card information, and then if you wanted to add like a gift card code or something, you would select this. You would select the gift card code, and input would appear. You type it in, and then you can continue. The key thing is that everything remains on this one screen. And I also made look at the continue button here, and then look at this button here, right? So it stands out, and it highlights the fact that, hey, this is an action that I want you to take to continue with the checkout process. Now, moving on to this screen, the review and pay screen. What I really wanted to highlight here is hierarchy. They didn't really do they did not do a good job of that on this screen. Everything was the same size, the text, and the same color. It looks like confusion. So I wanted to separate everything, clean it up, add some space so that the layout could breathe. Key thing though, are the headings, right? Because the sections are important because they highlight what action you're supposed to take for that given section. So for example, let's go into preview mode. We have the first heading. We know that this is a review and pay screen. That's the title. You have the dates, 2 items. And then we have the delivery option section where we can select either home, the Zara store, or the pickup point. And then if we scroll, we see the delivery address, right? Where are we delivering this package to? And then there's an option to edit the address if for some reason it wasn't entered in correctly on the personal info screen. Then you select the shipping method. You only have 2 options. You see your payment detail. You can edit it if you want to. And finally, you can see the actual items that you're ordering as well as the fees, right? The total and the fees. In their layout, they had like a full breakdown, long list of all the fields. I didn't think that was necessary. If you're here and to pay, you don't really care about that stuff, but I know in some of these apps it's still good to know. And so if you were to click on this all fees accordion or link, it would open up like a drop down where you can, not a drop down, it would be an accordion with more information on all of the fees associated with this purchase. Then you have your action item here, which is the button. You go to click on it, it would most likely start the process and you'll see like an order confirmation screen, right, on checkout. All right, so that's it. What I really want to bring across, though, and everything here that I did in cleaning up their design, their UI, is that contrast and hierarchy are extremely important, right? Like like they're so necessary. Without them, you have this, right?
Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn notifications on so you never miss an update. If you're a founder looking to prototype and test your startup ideas quickly, we have a very special gift for you. Use a promo code FOUNDER to access our startup UI kit in the link below. It's packed with fully designed and coded components, perfect for rapid prototyping and market testing. See you in the next video.